just listen anyway, that joins can listen to the Christmas music for just a little bit while I make a post about this broadcast live, live stream. So just give me a couple of minutes and then I'll turn off the music and start the engraving. I might close the garage some here because there's a lot of light coming in. Might make it hard to see. Check a couple more things. Yeah. If anybody's actually signed in to YouTube that's able to chat, please post something if you're able to hear me okay, or any problems that you see. Yeah, I'm gonna close the garage some so that we can get a better look. Get rid of that glare, a little bit of the glare. I think everything else should be good. Again, if anybody joins that is able to chat or whatever, let me know if you can hear me okay and if everything sounds fine. Yeah, I'm using Monkeypod wood today, just to change
Joy
things.
to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King.
Oh, okay.
Let every heart prepare his room, and heaven and nature sing.
You know what? Let me adjust it on here to audio capture. Turn this down. Okay, there. That hopefully that should be a little bit better. Let me know if you think that's better or if it's still hard to hear me. I can adjust that as well. Let me see what I got here. Turn that all the way up for sure. Bada bing, bada boom. It is? Really? It's so weird. I wonder if other things are affecting it. Maybe I'll just turn it off completely. It's weird, it shows that it's so low. Oh well. Screw the Christmas music. Okay. Okay, it just turned it off completely. I don't know if there's still other background noise, but let me know. Oh, okay, my voice is still out? Okay, good. Thank you very much for helping me, because I can adjust that. Let's see here. It's turned all the way up in here. I wonder why it's so low still. Let me check this. What the heck, man? One more time. Boop. Not the playback device. 2 apps are using your microphone. Ugh. Why? I'm trying, guys. I just don't understand what is happening here. Currently in use. Jesus Christ. And then, of course, the neighbor with his freaking motorcycle. Oh, it's okay now? Okay, good. Ugh. Kinda stinks because now I don't have enough light. Actually, let me adjust this. Yeah, you know, obviously I still have things to adjust here. I'm gonna fix this though. Image settings. That'll be a little bit better. Still feels like I probably need to zoom in a little bit on it. Okay, whatever. This'll zoom in a second, and let me see here. Either way, yeah. So anyway, this is 282 DPI. I'm using Marson, Dither, and ImageR to do this piece. I was thinking about maybe doing 2-pass method on this, but honestly, this Monkeypod wood, it hits really dark. I mean, it hits super dark. I'm actually gonna open up my garage a little bit more because now I don't have enough light. 1 second. Alright, I am back. I think it's lit up a little bit more. Everything should be good. Yeah, so if anybody has any questions, before, during the stream, after, or whatever, during the stream is really awesome. Go ahead and ask any questions. I know that they're probably not, I think there's probably only like a couple people watching right now because it is Monday morning, so at least here it is. Plus, you know, I'm still trying to get my streams running better. It's kind of difficult because I'm trying to manipulate like 8 different things at once by myself, and I can't hear it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that looks good. Okay, good. Anyway. I can do some, like, maybe I could do some close-up. Although, you know, it's gonna get a little bit more blurry when I do more of a close-up. Let me see if autofocus will help at all. NARP. Autofocus doesn't help whatsoever. I already have it on point as far as that goes. Let me see if this looks a little bit better at least. Okay, yeah. I think that's a little bit bigger, a little bit easier to see. Yeah. You guys gotta, I see there's like 4 or 5 of you in here. I mean, please ask questions. A lot of times the problem is that people don't log into their YouTube, so they can't talk or anything. They can't ask no questions or tell me if something's screwed up or anything like that. But once my videos get better, more, cleaner, more professional looking and everything like that, I'll get more, hopefully I'll get more viewers, and then there'll be more people in here to ask questions and stuff like that. This is probably going to be a runtime of like, I don't know, 45 minutes. It is, like I said, it's, I dithered it, the 282 DPI, and, it's a Martian dither, and also, oh, my speed, 40, so my speed is probably, it's 40 millimeters a second, so that's probably like, what, like, I don't know, probably just under 3,000, like 2,400, yeah. I'm using Lightburn to do this. I could actually even I could switch over and bring up my settings and stuff like that. I might make it easier really quick. Let me just add another video capture. I can show you really quick. Add video capture. Let's see. And no, wait. Wrong thing. Oh no. I'm so stupid. Okay, 1 second. Okay. I'd screwed that up. 1 second. Let's see. Window capture, that's what we're gonna do. Why not? Guess window capture is not what I'm gonna do. Ugh. Add display capture? Come on now. There we go. Finally. Okay. This one will be good. I'm just gonna full screen this really quick for a second and bring it over to here so we can take a look at what I got going on. So again, can I make this bigger or not? It's not gonna show it any bigger. Either way, it's 40 millimeters a second because I do a lot of fiber work, so it's just always set from a second, but that's whatever, 6 times 4, so 2,400 millimeters a minute. Max power is 12. I am running it pass through because I'm using Martian dither. Excuse me. Oh my god. Well, just one pass. It's 4 inches by 4 inches. Monkeypod wood. You can see that this is dithered when I zoom in. You can see all the dither dots. Just so anybody that doesn't know, if you zoom in and it's not grayscale, if you don't see grays, if you just see the dots, the dither dots like this, that means the image has already been prepped, probably an Imager or something like that. in which case, anytime you see that, you're automatically going to make sure you turn pass-through on, which is right here, I circle. Also, another thing to see here is that the scan angle is 0. You can only use a scan angle of 0 or 180 with the vast majority of diode lasers. It's because of the way the football runs. The laser's not like a dot. It's like a football, and it kind of has a gradient outwards from the center point. So imagine like scanning a label on something. It's not a dot, it's more like a line with a focus dot in the middle. So if your line isn't going the correct direction, then you're going to get a really sharp... Oh my god, my neighbors. I'm going to turn my mic up for a second. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so when the laser's scanning across the wood, or whatever material you're engraving on, it's going to be a line with a dot in the center, basically. So if you want to scan it like you're scanning a barcode or something like that. And if you do it the other way, then the line is going to be going engraving with the dot, and what happens is the image will come out really sharp. Like you won't have any shading in the image whatsoever. It'll just be basically like black and white. No shading whatsoever. Either way, so if you ever notice that it's really hard to get any kind of coloring or shading in your engraving, it could be because you're running your laser the wrong way. That's always one of the possibilities. There's probably about, well, God knows there's a lot of different possibilities of things that can cause different issues or whatever. There's a lot of variables, especially with wood engraving. Wood engraving is the most difficult type of engraving you could possibly do, because there's even more variables than other materials. Also, by the way, this wood is just sanded. All I did was sand this. I sanded it with whatever, like a really low grit. I think 50 grit, and then 150, and then 320 grit, so that it's sanded nice and smooth. And I have no type of chemicals on it. I don't have anything like that. In this, you had put you're using Lightburner X. Yes, I don't use an X tool whatsoever. Just my personal opinion that they're just not they're great for getting started, for starter lasers or whatever, but they don't specialize in for like doing art engraving or anything like that. The laser modules are always very basic, like this OLM3 Ultra Laser Master 3. I don't know if I said that right, but either way, this comes standard with a laser module that can engrave all up to 508. I don't know what dot size. I can't remember what dot size that is. Maybe .030. I could be mistaken. I gotta double check, but. Alright, well, thank you for stopping in, Trigger. I'm sure other people are probably listening, or they're going to later. Hopefully they can hear me okay, as I just ramble while this is engraving. forgot what else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, this laser module standard can go up to 508 dpi, which is quite a bit higher. Actually, it's higher than pretty much any other diode standard laser module. Although you don't ever want to run your DPI at the maximum, because there's basically always going to be overburn no matter what material you're using, depending on your speed and your power. You're always going to get at least a little bit of overburn. It would be almost impossible to get things so perfectly dialed in that you have zero overburn. So to make it easier to deal with problems like that, you're just gonna run lower DPI than what the maximum is. Like this maxes out at 508, and on most woods I start to see some overburn by 318, because wood definitely can overburn easy. That's why it's one of the most difficult materials to engrave. So either way, I start to see overburn even when I'm going really slow, like 2400 like I am right here. I'll start to see overburn at like 318. So I run all my stuff at 282 DPI. As far as wood, most of the woods that I use are like medium hardness wood. Like, you don't want to use a super hard wood, and you don't want to use a super soft wood either. You want to use something kind of in the mid-range, which is kind of hard to find, but pretty much most redwoods, that's a good option. And like I said, this is Monkeypod wood, and it's also like a medium density, medium hardness wood, so it works really good to show the shading and everything. If it's a super hard wood, you'll run into issues getting any type of shading out of it. And if it's a super soft wood, it won't engrave very dark, and what you'll end up doing is you'll keep turning up the power to try to get it to engrave darker, and that's not how it works. You can only reach, each wood has like a maximum limit of darkness that it can reach when you're engraving. Once you hit the max limit for the darkness for that wood, what happens is you just start pushing. The laser will just push the wood in. It'll put indents in the wood. It won't actually, matter of fact, a lot of times it could lighten it up a little bit as it's pushing into the wood rather than engraving on top of it. Usually I have a couple talkative guys, but it is Monday morning, so now it's just me rambling. Yep, it's just going to be a quiet morning, but hopefully people will watch this later, and some of the random information I'm spewing out will help them. once this is done engraving, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might do a white tile, or white tile painted white, like Norton white tile method or whatever, to burn it into a tile or something. I don't know what I'll do next, or maybe I'll just do maybe I'll do another brass piece, or just make a new design or something. Because I think today is just gonna be, a quiet day. Everything's looking really nice. The other thing that I'm going to do soon is I'm going to be switching over to a much more high resolution camera. It's actually a camera, but I'm just going to plug it in and use it as a webcam instead. And that should really help increase the resolution, because I can tell it's just hard to see the quality or the richness of the engraving or anything with this current webcam. Also, YouTube compresses it some too, which makes things difficult. Yeah, Monkeypod wood, you could see how dark it is. It's like almost black. Like, this wood engraves dark. So it engraves so dark that I can't even do a 2-pass method on this type of wood. This is just too dark to even attempt that. It's verging on being almost too hard of a wood, but not quite. Well, I guess I probably could turn the Christmas music back on, since I guess nobody got any questions or comments or concerns at this point right now. Let's see what we can put on. Non-copyright. Audio capture, it shows that it's very low, so it should be okay. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I could turn it down on here too, probably. Oh no, it's already turned way down. Let's see what other song. Skip ahead. Yeah, this works. It's showing that the audio capture barely even hitting now. It should be fine. Hopefully people can hear. we're over halfway, so I'm guessing probably another maybe 20 minutes. I've always have a rough time trying to come up with like holiday and designs to deal with different seasons. I need to get better with that. I'm more into making dragons and all that type of stuff. Old school video game stuff. Yeah, so you can see diode engraving is just, there's not much you can do. No matter what, if you're engraving wood, like you're gonna be running it slow no matter what you do. Like that 3000 is probably the highest you're gonna want to engrave, as far as like 3000 millimeters a minute is probably the fastest you're going to want to engrave on, especially on wood, because of how big the burn radius is on wood from the laser. As far as like CO2 and stuff like that, I have no clue. Sorry, can't really help you there. I know that people that want to do art with CO2, because CO2 is really meant for production. It's got a much bigger laser dot size, and it's 100% meant for production, you know. But I do know that people that want to make art using the CO2, like do art like higher detailed engravings and stuff like that, they use a compound lens. What I'll do next time, now that I think things are dialed in a little bit better, I'll go ahead and like post like a stream date and time and stuff like that, so people won't miss the stream, because usually everybody's like, oh, I wasn't available at that time. So what I'm gonna do, so I could get as many people as possible in here and try to answer questions and stuff like that, is I'll post, you know, a couple days ahead of time what time the stream's gonna be and everything. That way people can join. see how it's looking up here. Yeah, it looks pretty cooked. Not bad, but I probably could have went with Norton or Cassia Dither to add a little bit better shading, but it's not bad. just about done. Maybe another 5 minutes at most. Again, for any diode users, you can kind of tell, well, you can definitely tell how much the type of wood you use matters, and the prep, like, sanding down to, like, ultra smooth is super important. Like, very, 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 very important. At least to 320 grits. You want it to be smooth. And then, as long as you have a good wood, you don't need to worry about no oils. You don't need to worry about doing anything else to it. No borax or baking soda mixtures or anything like that. That's actually a really bad idea because it doesn't even engrave the wood. All it's doing is burning soot on top of the on top of the wood for the most part. You're not actually engraving anything when you use any type of baking soda mixture or borax mixture. It's barely, like, if you take your finger over and wipe your finger over it, it'll just smear everything everywhere because you're not even engraving the wood. You're just creating a chemical reaction on top of the wood that just creates a soot mostly, so you could actually kind of just wipe it all off. You could just smear it all around. The only thing you could do is put some type of coating over it after you do that. Let me turn music off. If you did do some type of borax mixture or baking soda mixture for whatever reason, the only option you have is to put some type of coating over it immediately. But honestly, I do not recommend doing it at all, period, because it's toxic, definitely. Breathing in fumes from the laser burning baking soda into wood or borax solution into wood is definitely toxic. So, you know, that's why, like right now, I don't even have my fan on. I got my garage open, but I don't even have my fan on or anything like that because this is just pure wood. Some woods can be toxic, like a walnut wood or whatever. There's different types of wood that can be toxic just by itself when you're burning it if you breathe too much of it in or whatever. But for the most part, most woods is totally fine. But either way, this is gonna wrap up this stream for today. I just was doing a quick engrave to see how this would look on the Monkeypod wood and everything like that, and to talk a little bit. It's almost Christmas time and people are very busy right now, so I didn't figure I'd get a bunch of people during the stream. Usually people just watch it afterwards, so either way, it's fine. Okay, everybody have a really good day, and I'll talk to you next time. Jeremiah with Sharks with Lasers. Oh, also, really quick, you know, like and subscribe, please. It helps, obviously, especially for me. I'm just starting out, so it helps me a lot.